Okay, we're going to get started here in about 2 minutes. I'd like to welcome Lester Young. I just picked up the phone, called him, invited him to our webinar tonight. So welcome, Lester. Okay, well, it's the top of the hour. Let's go ahead and get started. Welcome everybody to our fast-moving webinar designed to set you financially free in the next 60, 90 to 120 days. But it's not going to happen without you doing your part. You'll need to get new people to these calls, and I can almost promise you that if you do, you'll create something to be proud of. You know, a group of us did this back in the late 70s, early 80s, and earned $100,000 in 90 days. Nobody had heard of that kind of thing happening before, and frankly, I haven't seen it since, but we're about to do it again. In the next 10 minutes, I'm going to show you how network marketing is a broken and outdated system. And then I'm going to show you a compensation structure that pays 20 times more than most other plans. I hope you can all visualize the difference between earning $20 an hour versus $1 an hour, because that's what we're talking about, 20 times the pay for the same effort. And I think we can all agree that network marketing would be a lot more fun if everybody was earning 20 times the money. More people would be achieving the American dream, and fewer people would be failing and dropping out. First, let me explain why I'm qualified to talk about compensation plans. I joined network marketing at the age of 14. I went to the top of 7 different companies, building teams as large as 3 million people. And during my career, I became a consultant to the industry, helping company owners start new companies and create compensation plans. And I also co-owned 2 companies before starting Better Deals and Money. I have a unique understanding of compensation plans, even beyond that of most comp plan experts. And when I look at a comp plan, I somehow see all of the working parts, its strengths, its weaknesses. And with that understanding, I can see why 97% of the people in this industry never earn enough money to pay their monthly auto ship, which results in massive attrition and failure. And tonight, we're going to expose this broken system. Many motivational speakers like Jim Rohn and Tony Robbins have used this popular saying, if you continue to do what you've always done, you'll continue to get what you've always got. Well, many of us have actually memorized this after hearing it so many times, but we continue to fall for the lies over and over again. One that's flooding the internet right now: no recruiting required, earn up to $4,000 a month for doing nothing, and like sheep, they line up to get sheared again and again. Some of you are old enough to remember The Wizard of Oz, and tonight I'm going to pull back the curtain and expose the truth about compensation plans. Unfortunately, I have to make an example out of some company. It could be any company because they're all basically alike, with the exception of products. And I will admit that some companies have good enough products they could probably survive without a compensation plan. But aside from that, all of their compensation structures leave something to be desired. The company I'll use as an example has a product and pricing structure almost identical to our discount and travel clubs. The product is a discount service that gives member discounts on travel, hotels, vacations, dining, entertainment, and shopping. Both companies have a monthly and an annual plan that members can purchase. Their annual plan costs $299. We charge $179, so you're basically going to save $121. So, you know, that's really not a deal breaker, but they have a monthly cost of $20, $60 up front, and we also have a $20 with $55 setup fee. Again, that's not a deal breaker, but the difference in compensation is vastly different. They have a 2x16 matrix, which pays 50 cents per month per active member. BDM has an infinite wide and infinite deep coded compensation plan that pays $10 for each person in your pay line. 100 active members in their company would pay you $50 a month. The same 100 people in BDM would pay you $1,000 a month. Recently, I received a call from a friend who is a member of that company. He said that they just topped 7,000 members. I said, well, let's look at see what that looks like on paper. Members of that company pay $80 their first month, which means the company took in $560,000. 140,000 of that came from the $20 monthly, and out of that they paid 56,000 into the matrix. At least 4,000 people never got any spillover, which means they got paid, or they paid $80 and got no commission. The biggest group only earned 50 cents. The next biggest group earned $1, and it goes up from there. Assuming that the company didn't receive a bunch of positions, reserve a bunch of positions at the top to create more breakage for themselves, the top person would have received $3,500. But let me shed some doubt on that subject. You know, I consulted for many companies over a span of several years, and I never saw a single company that didn't reserve a number of positions at the top for themselves. In fact, the last time I consulted for another company was in 2010, and that company had reserved 100 positions at the top for themselves and family members. So just for the record, I only have one position at BDM, and I didn't put in any family members. If any of them join, they will have to build their own organization just like everybody else. That being said, the top position in this scenario would have received $3,500. The two positions below that, $1,750. The four positions below that, $875. Eight positions below that, $437. And the 16 positions below that, 216, then 108, then 54, then 27, etc. Assuming the company didn't reserve positions for themselves, that sounds pretty good for the few at the top, right? Until you understand that most of the 7,000 people were lured in by a lie that they were going to earn $4,000 a month for doing nothing. Now, when the truth kicks in, so will the attrition, and pretty soon hundreds will be dropping out like flies when they discover they've been lied to again. This is what we've seen over and over again. So let's recap. You build a team of 7,000 people, and in this company, your monthly income would be $3,500. Now let's compare that with what you would earn with 7,000 members in BDM. Your monthly income would be $70,000 because you're earning $10 per active member instead of 50 cents. Now that's worth writing home about. And when people earn money, they stick around. And even before you start earning money, when you see a lot of other people earning money, everybody wants to be part of a winning team. And when so many people are having success, it's easy to recruit new members into a team that's making a lot of money. But we didn't stop with just our discount and travel clubs. A lot of our discounts are only available to people in the United States and larger cities in Canada. So unless our international members are traveling or going on vacations, they're not going to benefit from the discount services. So we have 13 other clubs that they can join and still earn unlimited income as a BDM member. We have a $10 gas club designed to take care of your commuting expenses and put additional money in your pocket to be used as you see fit. We also have a $20 grocery club. Everybody eats food, and sharing your grocery club with others can allow you to buy the best nutritious foods without worrying about the cost. Our $50 car club could have you paying cash for that new car, and our $250 house club can put you in that new house and a better neighborhood. We also have clubs going all the way to $20,000. Members can start at the bottom or at the top or any place in between. And when you join any of the clubs, you're grandfathered into all the others, which means you're not going to lose out when you refer someone who joins at a different level than you do. But don't expect to earn a lot of money if you are just putting your toe in the water with $10. Any seasoned farmer will tell you that you have to in order to get a bounteous harvest, you have to be bounteous with your seed. Many of us have gotten into the habit of thinking we can get a harvest by plowing the field, putting in a lot of hard work, but never planting any seed. Some of you are probably old enough to remember a television commercial, and this was at a time when all these fake butter products were flooding the market. So the dairy industry produced a commercial promoting real butter. And the tagline was, "You can't fool Mother Nature." Well, I'm here to tell you, you can't fool Father Nature either. If you're sowing $10 when you could easily be sowing $100, you're doing yourself an injustice, as well as the people you could help with your donation. And if you really want the universal force or the law of the harvest working for you, step up and get some skin in the game, like joining the $500 Elite Club. What you donate gives somebody else income, and incomes from $10 will never produce the kind of momentum that makes recruiting fun, easy, and profitable. By helping others succeed in a big way, it's going to come back to you in spades. Momentum has to be created, but once it happens, Katie bar the door. People will hunt you down to join your team, and all because no other company will be making the kind of money that we are. Give me just 1 second. I'm going to show you one of our calculators. This is when you join, you can join for free. And then, let's see, I'm going to put this down to, I'm going to take this down. You've got three different calculators that you can, in your dashboard. Give me a second. And what you're going to see here is just with the $500 Elite Club. We're not talking the 1,000, and we got more Elite Clubs than these, but with only the $500 Elite Club, you could literally become a millionaire. And then obviously you would be stepping up to these other clubs as well. But this is based on everybody getting 4. Let's take this down to, well, let's take this down to, there you go, $520,000. That's only 62 people. 62 people in your group to produce $500,000. In any other compensation plan, you'd have to have how many? You'd have to have probably more than 1 million people in your group to earn that kind of income. And here you can do it with just 62 people. Well, and you don't have to stop at just getting 4. You personally can go out and refer as many as you want to. There's 10. Imagine if you did 20 or 100 or 1,000. The income potential here is just off the charts. And then we don't stop at 5 levels either. We pay infinite levels deep. And it doesn't have to be a perfect 4 who get 4, because you could literally refer one good person. And if that person duplicates, this could be your income from just one person. You could literally become a millionaire by referring one good person. So you see the potential. Next thing to do is log into your, if you haven't joined, get joined with your sponsor, then log into your dashboard and check out the calculator. You got 3 calculators. One is a comparison with the other company. The other one is our smaller clubs. This is our elite clubs. But pull out the calculator and do some dreaming. Decide, how many people you're willing to sponsor in order to achieve your income goal. And then you just start inviting people to these high-powered conference calls. And, we're going to start doing these. We're going to start doing multiples back to back, probably on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Maybe we may even expand if people want to do this 5 days a week. I'm game. I'm willing to step up and help every one of you succeed. Just let me know what your goals, what your needs are, and let's all work together to make this happen. With that, we'll go ahead and sign off, say goodnight. God bless, and have rest of your evening, a wonderful evening, okay? See you again. We'll do this again. Sunday, we have just to get together, a sharing We don't talk about compensation, anything like that. It's more just personal development and transformation. Same time, or it's at 8 p.m. Eastern. And then on Thursday, we'll be back again on Tuesday. We'll be sending out emails, so watch your emails in your Telegram group. To stay on top of our times, and until we get a regular schedule. Uh, stay tuned in so that you can know when these calls are going to be, and be sure to invite some new folks. If we do a 15-minute call, that gives you 10 or 15 minutes to invite some new people. And that's when it's the easiest to recruit. That's, you just call somebody up, tell them, hey, we got a conference call starting in 10 minutes. It's only going to last 10 minutes. So, it's not going to waste any of your time. Just, come and see what it's all about. All right, folks, have a great evening. God bless. We'll see you next time.